My So-Called Life is a TV series from the 90s, portraying the world as it is perceived by 15-year-old Angela Chase. At the arrival of the second wave of feminism, during that time, movies and TV culture had just begun to embrace the female perspective in a previously male-dominated space. This is especially evident in media forms. The one holding it is the one the viewer will relate to. Perspective was no longer man-monopolized, and the outcomes of this are worthy for closer examination.
It's called the first person, okay? This will be on the quiz.
Laura Mulvey, in her Visual Pleasure Narrative Cinema essay, explains how narrative films, and specifically classic Hollywood films, are a heterosexual man's playfield, in which the woman is of only a miniature significance. She is completely passive and is never the one active in the progression of the plot or storyline. Even more, she is subjugated for erotic and fetish purposes only. The show keeps ideology in mind while staying dead-on realistic. Nothing is sugar-coated. Like showing how her own father is intimidated by her body. He tries to get his wife to tell her not to walk around in a towel or to get a bigger one. In this scene, the dad is like an archetype of those old sexist Hollywood movies, and Angela represents the presence of feminism in the 1990s.
My dad and I used to be pretty tight.
Don't stay up too late.
The sad truth is, my breasts have come between us.
My So-Called Life is the opposite of the sexist cinema Mulvey is referring to. The precedent of a female perspective-oriented plot has changed the laws of the playing field. A woman is now free to be portrayed as a complex human being. Her inner world, thoughts, and desires are her own, and present on the screen. That said, we also got ourselves a president, whereas the female is the one holding the gaze, and the man she lusts after becomes the one who possesses the to-be-looked-at-ness quality.
I just like how he's always leaning against stuff. He leans great. Well, either sex or a conversation, ideally both.
Vicky, give us the male perspective.
Don't you love how he leans?
Mulvey shows how, according to the main ideology in classic Hollywood film, a man's body cannot hold the weight of objectification. That quality is reserved for women only. Whereas in this case, he can hold the weight, since he is not being objectified. Angela does not perceive him as an object. She is fascinated by his looks and character. Feminism has no need in another inequality. It has a need for equality, a logic often lost on some. There is no dividing line between Angela and the subject of her desire. Both of them can be active, as both of them can be passive, and that does not subtract the passionate catharsis the viewer experiences while watching their discourse unfold. A new cinematic language of desire was created, one that does not need to lower an entire gender or unheterosexual outlooks in order to justify its own existence.